Welcome to CAN TV Channel 21 Hotline. Let's talk etiquette. Once again, we're back with you, and we are so pleased to be here because this subject is one of the grandest subjects of all of humanity, etiquette. Yes, yes, yes. So please don't hesitate to give us a call at 312-738-1060. And I'm hoping some of our good friends out there will take a moment and give us a call with a question. And some of our friends do like to call us and make some great statements. So please join us today. Let us hear from you. We're looking forward to it. So don't hesitate. Call us at 312-738-1060. With that said, I'd like to welcome my very, how many times I need to say very special guest, Miss Georgia Salmon, etiquette maven extraordinary. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wright.
Again.
Thank you. It's very awesome to be here again. It's my pleasure, and I am totally excited about the subject.
Oh, wonderful. Can you beat that? What a great lady. What a great humanitarian. What a great etiquette maven she is.
Thank you.
And I know for a fact, because I'm a witness to her awesome skills and how she teach, lecture, and talk about this great subject of etiquette. And so we're very pleased to be together again. I know, and I know she is as well. And so we do have a really important subject to cover for you today. And I use the word important because it's right at the core of who we are as a people, as a society. And so with that said, I'd like to put our topic for today on the overhead so that you can join in with us and see exactly what we are talking about. And I will go up here, click it on. The art of parenting. Would you like to read that second line, Ms. Selman?
Teaching your child manners and morals.
Yes.
Teaching your child manners and morals.
Yes.
Why is it important to teach your child the rules of civilized behavior?
Yes. Wow. I mean, it's like civilized behavior. There's a thing called being civil or civilized behavior. Tell me, what is your grand definition of civilized behavior?
Being polite.
That's a great one.
Being polite.
That's a great one to demonstrate that you are civilized.
Absolutely. Being honorable.
Yes.
Having good manners.
Oh, yes.
That is what etiquette is.
Yes.
Being polite, taking other people and their feelings into consideration.
Yes.
Knowing how to treat others. Treating people. This is what my mom used to tell us all the time. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
What a value system our parents had.
Absolutely. I've never forgotten that.
What a value system.
Treating people the way you want to be treated.
And that's what you call real etiquette values, because it stays with you. It becomes a part of you.
Yes.
And here, years later, you still honor that.
That's right.
Say that again.
Treating people the way you want to be treated. Acceptable behavior.
Yes.
Acceptable behavior.
Yes.
We're not treating and teaching each other in such a manner always.
No.
We fall short.
We do.
But it has to become a part of our culture once again. We need to start it at the lowest age.
Yes.
Kindergarten.
Got to start there.
Before the kids come to school.
Yes.
Teach them the simple manners and morals and acceptable behavior.
Right.
And that's when education could take off. Learning could happen.
Yes.
And we're making an impact at that point.
Absolutely. And my parents said the very same thing to me when I was growing up. And I was fortunate enough to have a mom who would dissect that statement. She said, now, you know, when you tell someone, when you treat someone the way you want to be treated, understand what that really means.
Yes.
You know, you need to see yourself in the other person's place and know that you owe this person. You need to honor this person just like you honor yourself.
Yes.
So what's the first part of that? Treating, how does that go? Treating
others the way you want to be treated. It's
okay,
a very simple rule.
Yes.
It's a very simple behavior.
Right, yes.
You don't want no one to hurt your feelings. So don't hurt someone else's feelings.
Right.
You want people to be kind to you. Be kind to others.
Yes.
It's really simple.
It is. It's very simple.
And we've gotten away from that. Very logical.
Yes, yes.
People have gotten away from that.
Right. You know what would have been, now it didn't happen in my life, but I'm sure that since we are talking about the subject of parenting, I think that very logical philosophy, treating others the way you want to be treated, should be said to your child every day. Every day. Remember, son, treat others the way you would want to be treated. Say that to me again, son. Repeat that. I want to hear you 3 times, son. And before that child walks out the door, then that will stick in that child's mind, hopefully. Yes. And he would be a much more kinder, much more considerate. We wouldn't have all of the bullying that goes on. No. Because people will be reminded in their inner self, their inner spirit, they will remember, I have to treat her, or I have to treat Billy or Jane the way I want to be treated. I want to be treated with kindness. Yes. I want to be forgiven. Yes. So I have to forgive. Yes. I don't want you not to like me, so I'm not going to dislike you. Yes. You know, I think it's so simple. It's such a simple method of being. Yes. But we've gotten away from it. We aren't teaching it. We're not teaching it anymore. And this is what this show is dedicated to, parenting. Yes, I think we have a caller. Caller?
Yes, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Steve.
You could really understand me?
Yes. Hello, Steve.
Let me tell you something real. I had a stroke on the 17th of March.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't feel sorry. God is good.
Yes.
Our loss was just my speech. I'm not trying to talk too long, but I think if I was in heaven, I'm going to come down here, find a way to speak to you.
Okay.
Elias, he said something so important, simplicity.
Yes.
Treat others like you want to be treated yourself. How simple can that be? So I guess sometimes he doesn't say, let me treat you like I want to treat you. Don't treat me like nothing. That's the great big difference. People, again, do not have respect for each other.
That's it.
Listen, I'm in therapy, but in the evening, my voice will really go down.
Yes.
But I did not care. I didn't tell you last week.
Yes.
But let you know I'm still here.
Wonderful.
I'm looking at you.
Yes.
And listen, please, y'all do a good job. You'll save lives. And Paula, I hope you're listening. Call them.
Okay.
It's really good. And give them some of your input.
Yes.
What you have.
Yes,
listen,
please.
I love y'all.
Yes, love you too,
have
Steve.
A good show. I miss talking to y'all, but there's nothing wrong with my ears. I can hear you.
There you go.
Wonderful. Thanks.
And y'all have a good show, and let me get up there so I can hear your response. And
yes. Thank you,
taking
Steve.
the call.
Yes.
Oh,
we're going to definitely say a prayer for you, Steve. You're so important and so valuable to us.
Yes.
You are a humanitarian extraordinary.
Yes.
And I wish you could leave your number with our phone person, because I want to give you a call and just say hello, okay? If you can do that, I really appreciate it. Thanks, Steve. Steve has been with us for years. He's been with us for years. The most loyal, dedicated person out there that gives us so much support.
That's awesome.
And he offers such great contributions to the subject.
Absolutely.
You know, and so
glad that he called in.
Yes, I'm glad to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got those kind of supporters out here, and that's really a good way to be, and for us to have that kind of support.
Absolutely.
Now back to the subject, Steve.
Yes.
Let me put it back up there again. The art of parenting, teaching your child manners and morals, which certainly is a complex, but really not very complex, discipline, part of your educating of your child. I think this is as important as teaching them math, how to read, the basics of, the other geography and those other subjects that they do come home for. Oh, I didn't realize that wasn't back up. Sorry, thank you.
I think the question is, why is it important to teach your child or your children the rules of civilized behavior? Why is it important to do that?
Why is that important? Yes.
I think it would curtail a lot of dysfunctional things that goes on in the schools, or misbehaving in the schools, misbehaving in the community, and all kinds of recreational programs. If you are seriously teaching your children these behaviors and these acceptable behaviors, it would curtail a lot of conflict and confusion that goes on in our inner circles, in our schools, and our wherever.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the reasons why it's so important.
It is, because here, after all, we all have parents. I have parents, you have parents, our audience have parents. So each of us are connected to our parents in some form or fashion, or grandparents, or some kind of guardian that is looking out for our well-being. And so with that connection, we really have the power to change society in terms of what we have today.
If everyone take their part, play their part.
Yes.
In this whole process.
Yes.
We can make a difference.
We can make a difference.
If
everyone get on board, even if the majority.
Yes.
Because the majority tends to influence the minority. If the majority is strong enough and determined enough, they will influence the minority to get on board because they'll see the value in it.
Absolutely.
And so we can change the killings, the homicides. We can change the prison industrial complex. We have the power through our parenting rights.
But it starts at a very, very early age.
Absolutely.
It starts when you're teaching your child to talk.
Yes.
That's when that whole process should start.
You're so
when you are teaching your child how to walk.
Yes.
That whole process should start.
Yes. And the language that you're teaching your child should be based on etiquette values.
Absolutely.
Be kind.
Yes.
Let's hear you say that, honey. Be kind. Say thank you.
Exactly.
Right? Thank you. When that child's 1.5 years and the child begins to speak, his vocabulary or her vocabulary is critical to how they view the world, how they see themselves in relationship to the world and the people around them. So if you start at that age of teaching them these very simple kinds of things.
Acceptable behavior.
Yes. Well, teaching them to be kind, considerate, play fairly, those kind of things you see in your child, having selfish values early on in life. They don't want the other child, their cousin, to play with their toys or whatever.
Right.
That's your time to intercede as a parent.
Exactly.
Observe your child, study your child, see how they are reacting to the environment. And if you do that, you're going to certainly have a much more wholesome human being to come from that. And like the values that your mother taught you about treating others. I
think about so many different expressions and phrases my mom would use. And, I said, we take it so for granted so often But when you really think about it, these are those expressions. They're part of you, and you use them as you go through society and go through the world. I am adamant. I feel very strongly about how I treat other people.
Yes.
And my feelings get completely shattered if someone mistreats me.
I know.
Because I'm
There's
thinking...
no justification.
Yeah.
Why are they treating me this way
Exactly.
when I'm not treating them the same way?
Absolutely.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
and my mom would say things like, it's better to tell the truth than it is to lie.
Yeah.
You know?
Great values.
It's easier to be truthful than to be a liar.
Yes.
And I'm, well, what about a little white lie? It's better to be truthful than to be a liar.
Yes.
You know?
Those are just awesome values, and this is what this show and the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is devoted to. If there is ever a mission worthy of my time and worthy of your time, it's this discipline, this subject. And it touches us fundamentally in every possible way you can imagine.
Can you think of any expressions that you learned coming up that has been with you to this day in your lifetime?
Oh, yes. Always be right. Never mistreat anyone. Those very fundamentals that you and I both heard over and over again.
Yes.
Care about your fellow man.
Yeah. My mother would say, think before you speak. Think before you speak. And I never really understood the value of that expression. Think before you speak.
Yes.
Until
very important.
You hear yourself rattling off, and you didn't give whatever you were rattling off any real thought. So sometimes exactly. But that's a very good tool.
It is. Think before you speak.
Yes.
Think before you speak. And if your heart is right, 9 times out of 10, the right thing is going to come out. Right kind of responses are going to come forth. Even though you may be thinking of responding negatively to somebody, then you think before you speak. You said, that doesn't serve anyone, doesn't serve me to speak negative.
Right.
So I'll say something nice to the person in spite of what they say.
Absolutely.
And it may just simply mean, oh, I'm sorry, maybe you misunderstood.
Absolutely.
I apologize if you did.
Yes.
You see, then that puts everything in your court, and now they have to react to you.
Yes.
But they can't go negative any further because you've cut that off to a great extent.
Yes.
So this is what etiquette training is. And the parents have the power to do that. Yes, it would be wonderful if the schools also taught it, and we would encourage the parents to also get on that bandwagon so that it can be repeated. These basic fundamental lessons can be repeated in the classroom, because that's a society.
Yes.
A classroom is made up of people that have different opinions and different views. It's a society. It's a mini society. And so in that society, if those values are spread around among the children in that room, then you're going to have a more healthier society, a more wholesome, productive society, and not the kinds of things we're witnessing today. So this is very, very important. Talk to your friends who have children. Tell them this is something that they should do. It's important for them to do it. And if you can persuade them or convince them to join in with you, then you're going to be a winner all the way around. Your children and the children that they play with are going to be all winners. But we need to put up this one last piece before our 28 minutes over, so we can share this little bit of information on the subject. And I'll put it up on the overhead. This is just some recommendations and things that we would like for you to consider. And I'll go, you want to go ahead and read it?
Yes. What is the lifelong moral, ethical, and economic benefits of an in-home parenting etiquette literacy training program? What is the lifelong moral, ethical, and economic benefits?
Yes. Let's talk about that real quickly here so that we can kind of share in on that. Okay, life is a journey, as we all know. And then there are benefits in that travel forward that you will experience. And so what are the economic, moral, values of an etiquette education from your parents. Just give that some thought for a minute. And if your parents love you, and most parents do love their children, but there's also, that goes with that love, is an education. And your mother gave you a great social education, social and moral education.
Absolutely.
That you still live by today.
Absolutely.
So she passed on to you an education that she obviously received from her parents. And that education was passed on from her grandparents to her parents and so on.
My mother...
And it passed now on to you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And one of those lifelong ethical moral values for me, my mother had 5 girls.
Okay.
She said, be a lady at all times.
So important.
Conduct yourself like a lady.
Yes. So important.
So...
And you,
a lady? Now you have to remember, this lesson was instilled and presented at a very early age, but she had 5 girls.
Yes.
And she wanted her 5 daughters to remain and conduct themselves like ladies at all times.
Yes.
Who and what is a lady?
Yes, we teach that.
What is a lady? What do you mean by be a lady? Be a respectable lady at all times.
Yes. And the same with me, it was be a gentleman. You
Absolutely.
Son, respect all women. There's no exception.
Mama used to say, don't put your hands on a man.
Yes.
Don't hit a man. Mama would say that.
Yes.
Don't hit someone.
Yes.
Because you're subject to get hit back.
That's true.
And that has always been with me.
And that's what a lady doesn't hit someone. Doesn't go violent.
Absolutely.
Not a lady.
Moral values.
Yes.
Moral values.
Yes. Yes.
Acceptable behavior. Yes. So those are the kind of little things that I grew up hearing.
Yes.
Sit like a lady.
Yes.
Mom used to tell us to sit like a lady.
And she demonstrated that.
She demonstrated.
How to sit like a lady.
Absolutely.
You have to see it.
And it has been with me all of my life. And it has helped me in so many different situations.
You've lived an exemplary life. You have lived a very exemplary life in all those values that your mom taught you. And you've lived it. It's another thing just to say it, but you actually have to live it.
Absolutely.
To really say that this is a value system for you.
Now, it doesn't mean that you're perfect. I understand that. No, perfect in any way, form.
We all flawed. We all flawed.
Yes. But there are certain behaviors and certain manners that you display when you're in the public. When you are in the surroundings of other people, there's a certain manner that you represent. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're running out of time.
Okay, let's see. Can we run through? How much more time we have? 1 minute. Oh, too bad. Well, we're going to take this subject up next week, obviously.
Absolutely.
Because it's a complex subject and it's worth devoting 2 or 3 shows to.
Yes.
Because the whole idea is to get this message out there to our parents. Okay? And we're going to talk about this, for 2 or 3 more shows out of this 13-week run. Because it is an important. We can solve 80% of the problems in 5 and 10 and 15 years from now that we're having today.
Yes.
These problems didn't start yesterday. They go back 15, 20, 30 years to get to here where we're at today. And so we want you to be a part of. Share our show information to your friends. Make a copy of it. Pass it around, however you want to do it. But we do enjoy being here with you. The Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is so appreciative of your support. And Steve, we're going to be praying for you. Yes, we are. Absolutely. Would you like to have a final word?
Well, I encourage everyone to tune in. We enjoy doing this show. It's exciting. The information is very, very necessary. We absolutely love the callers. And Steve, we love you. We will be praying for you. Thanks again, Mr. Wright, for having me to co-host with you.
Yes.
It is indeed my pleasure.
Yes.
And the subject matter is going to get more and more intense and involved.
Yes.
And we're hoping that you are enjoying the lessons and the information.
Yes, yes. Well, with that said, I want to thank you for listening and thank you for tuning us in. Please tune in next week on Wednesday at 7:30. We're looking forward to having your participation. Again, Steve, we love you, and we'll be listening for you next week, okay?
Get the phone number again?
Did you give our phone person the phone number? I hope you did. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you.